Hi, and welcome to Turra And Company, the mother-daughter podcast about everything. Our mission is to make herstory, aka history, not by going viral, but by doing something that has never been done before in our family. Whether we have 2 listeners or 2 million listeners, we are bringing you our very best, and hopefully we are learning and growing together in the process. Now let's enter into the Turra And Company experience and create herstory, aka history together. Welcome to Turra And Company. We're back.
Hello. Hi, peeps.
I was about to say, I swear there's other people in here with me. I swear.
Got it.
Because usually I'll be like, hi, hello. And
hey, what's up?
What's up?
Yeah, Chelsi then took that good nap today. And now she having a hard time getting it together.
Because I want to be back asleep. But let's do this
You
podcast.
go just sleep for 23 hours?
If I could, I would.
You need a lot of sleep. You require a lot of sleep.
I really do. I'm a sleepy girl. A sleepy girl. You don't got to worry about any infidelity with me. I'm a sleepy girl.
You stupid. Do girls be out there cheating?
Oh, yeah. Apparently, yes.
Oh, okay. So I'm smelling a topic that we need to tackle.
Oh, yeah, women cheat.
Women and
don't.
cheating.
I don't either.
I'm faithful, but women do be
faithful too.
You have to be in a relationship to be faithful, Chelsi.
But she just knows she faithful. Why you always coming with them scissors
why
again?
You always
I just told you last episode that you be coming with the scissors.
Oh, sorry.
Ever since Ariel got her little man, she just thinks she is on top of the world. And that's okay. I'm okay with it, but dang, it's still new. Stuff can change. Anyway, welcome, company. How y'all doing? We passed the holidays, getting ready for the new holiday, Christmas.
My birthday.
Your birthday's not a holiday.
She thinks it is.
It definitely is.
She thinks it is. Well, you know how I like to get started. Let's get started with today's show. Woo. Did we get in trouble with your granddad for mentioning him on the show last?
I doubt it. I haven't heard anything.
Okay, well then we're in the clear. All right, so today's show, we are going to be talking about letting it go. And I'm trying to think. So a lot of times when stuff comes up, it's because of something that I've encountered in the weeks leading up to us recording the show. And so something came up where I was having a hard time letting it go. Like it was infiltrating my brain the whole, it just kept coming up, right? It just kept coming up. Don't you hate that? Does that happen to y'all?
Yeah, all the time.
Mm-hmm. Can't stand that. And then I was like, okay, you got to let it go. So I said, let's do a show on letting it go. Ariel, do you think you let stuff go?
No.
Does anybody let stuff go?
I know in my heart of hearts that I do not let things go. Like I should let things go. And let me specify what I mean by letting things go.
Right.
The perfect way to describe it to me is I forgive, but I don't forget.
And see, for me, I had to take a little pause break because for me, it takes me a minute to forgive.
Yeah. Because
it depends on the offense. Like, let me just tell y'all, we need to do a show on rejection because I have this whole rejection thing. Mm-hmm. And so, like, if I feel like you've rejected me, that is just, like, it's a whole cycle, right? So, the rejection, like, I feel like you've rejected me. That's number one. Number two, I feel like the reject was disrespect.
That's not, okay.
Listen, it ain't even finished.
Mm-hmm.
Then the disrespect leads to, oh, you came for me. Like all of that. So that's why.
You're delusional. Delusional.
So wait a minute. So then I go through this whole cycle. So I'll be like, I'm not forgiving you one offense. You know how some people give you 3? Mm-hmm. I don't give you 3. You do it one time and then you're done. Pow.
That's wild.
That is. Yeah.
But let me tell you why it happens. Because I'm so loyal. So I be fighting for you. I be rolling with you. I be down. And then you'll do some old raggedy stuff. Like, one of the things that I do not like that grown people do is when they don't feel like they can talk it out. So if something has happened and I have offended you, because sometimes it happens, but I don't know it. Like, because I'm just talking. Like, I just might say something and you'll get offended, all in your feelings. And then you'll try to get me back some kind of way. And then I'm like, well, whoa, wait a minute. It's not a fair game because why are you trying to get me back? I didn't even know that I offended you. Why can't you just come to me and tell me? It's crazy. Anyway, so that's why I have a hard time letting go because I go so hard for people. And when you disrespect me, which is the rejection.
The rejection is the disrespect.
Is the disrespect, is the now.
The offense.
It's all of that, right? Yeah, so that's, So Ariel, you were saying.
I am, it's not necessarily easy for me to forgive, but I acknowledge that I'm capable of forgiving things, but I won't forget the thing. Like if I feel like somebody did something to disrespect me or something to wrong me, I'll be like, oh, I forgive you. But does that mean I'm going to talk to you ever again? Or do you think I'm going to let it happen again or the same form of disrespect happen again? No.
So do you not talk to him again?
Yeah.
Person again?
I don't. So
what if it's in a setting where you kind of have to? So this is what struggle, because it's easy to do that if it's not
like a person you see every day. Because I'm also quick to block people.
Yeah, because it's hard to me. I mean, sometimes people can be in your family.
I mean, I can still be cordial to you. I can be polite to you, but at the same time, we may not be as close as we used to be, and I may not be around you as much unless I absolutely have to. But
that makes sense.
Or we can still be cool. I'm just like, for example, if I tell you a secret and you go and tell somebody that you weren't supposed to.
Say that one more time. I got to hear that one more time. Say it one more time.
If I tell you a secret and you go and tell everybody, I'm just not going to tell you no secrets no more. You're going to be the last one to know everything.
That one hit me where I live.
You are so dramatic.
It hit me because have you ever told somebody a secret and told them do not tell and they told?
I'm that person.
She is the secret teller.
That's why you don't take it serious.
Right. Because Chelsi is the secret teller.
You in your mouth. If I tell
am the
you
secret teller.
Sometimes
depending.
If I tell you do not tell, if you tell, that's it.
Right.
I can't trust you with nothing.
Right.
What can I trust you with? Nothing.
Honestly, not everything, but a lot of the things I tell Chelsi, I just expect that everybody's gonna find out about it.
But that's a sisterhood. But I'm saying if you're dealing with people on these streets.
Yeah, no, if I tell you something and I find out that you told people, or if I hear it comes back to me, I'm not gonna trust you no more.
Because that was your initiation. That was your initiation. That was, can I trust you to be trusted?
Yeah, and like we've already said in the past, I don't talk to a lot of people, and I don't like you said, I don't have a lot of friends, but I have a lot of acquaintances. If I tell you something and I find out that I can't trust you with something, you really aren't getting called a friend for me.
Right.
But
you go back to acquaintance. If you was a friend, and I found out, you go back to acquaintance because I'm like, you just couldn't keep your mouth shut for nothing?
For like 2 seconds. Like it's like keeping your mouth shut is not hard. To me, not telling secrets is not hard.
But is it so? Since we have a secret teller in the room, let's quiz her. Why do you tell? If somebody literally told you do not tell, why do you tell?
Because my brain literally explodes. Depending on, now I don't tell everything. It just depends on how juicy it is. Let me say this. So would you tell okay. So if somebody told you something and said don't tell. So say Sally from work told you don't tell. Yeah. And you go and tell your best friend that's at home. Yeah. Then that helps. You ain't telling nobody at the job. No. Okay. That's a little different. Yeah. Because that can't. Yeah, I don't. That won't come back around. I don't enter. I think I do that. Like there have been times where somebody told me don't tell, and I'll tell somebody who don't, who's not connected in any way. Yeah.
I mean, even for me, it depends on the situation, but I personally don't tell. Like, if somebody from work told me something like a secret, and and they specifically said I don't like to talk about it, or I don't like a lot of people knowing about it, I just won't say anything about it.
Yeah, that's a good way to have. So anyway, let's get back to, because I think we're getting off topic.
Just a little bit.
Letting it go.
Anyways, yes. I was using the secret as an example. That you'll
let it go.
But yeah, I have no problem letting the people go, but I have hard time letting the actual offense go.
And what I have a hard time with is not letting it penetrate my brain. Because again, something will happen and I will churn it over and over in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll start thinking of what I'm going to do about it. How can I, because I'll get you back if I can.
Mm.
Yeah, it's crazy. My mind just takes over. So this show was for me because I was like, because it recently happened to me where I was like, somebody did something. And I remember I was supposed to be doing something else and it was like stopping me. I think I was washing dishes. I was like, slow motion.
Coming to a stop.
I was like, did they really? Because you'd be like, did they really do that? No, I just made that up. You know, jump into conclusions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to jump into conclusions, but it's hard. Okay, so let me tell you something. It's hard for me to let it go. It's hard for me to forgive because you say you forgive, but you don't forget. It's hard for me to forgive. And then once I forgive you, I don't forget, but it never be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have crossed me like that, if it's a cross, most of the time it's a cross, right? Because
it feels like a cross.
Well,
it might even feel like a cross. Like to me, if you betray my trust by telling a secret, or if you betray my trust by lying to me, that's a cross to me. That's an offense,
right? And I'm saying usually when you're talking about letting a person go or letting go of something, it's usually because the person you feel has crossed you in some kind of way.
Yeah, and that's when it comes to like interactions that happen to you. But what if also, this is something that just popped into my head. Let's say something just happens. Let's say there's a death in your family or something that happens that's beyond your control, or you lose your job or something like that. Can you let that go? Can you let just a force of nature situation go?
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy for me. If I lose a job, I'm just going to get another one.
I'm laughing because I think that's a good ideal to have.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of right. Like, not necessarily like, because I do believe that people are replaceable, but I also don't think that people aren't replaceable at the things that they're good at, if that makes sense. Like, if you, like, for example, Michael Jordan couldn't be an accountant. You know what I mean?
How you know? You don't know that man life.
I mean, true. He could probably be an accountant.
I don't know what he went to school for.
True, but you get the point I'm trying to make, though, right? Like his talent, his thing was basketball,
right?
So if he would have tried
baseball, he played all
right in baseball and golf and all of those sports. So if he tried to do something like, I don't know, be an accountant or be in marketing, like that might not have been a strong suit, and he might have gotten fired from one of those jobs. But he was good at basketball. He was good at baseball. Then I'm only thinking golf because I think he played golf in that first Space Jam movie. So I'm not 100% sure.
He was. I mean, he does play golf.
Right.
But anyway.
But yeah.
My whole thing is that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. Lose a job, you get another one.
Lose a family member.
Lose a family member.
I mean, you got to go through the process.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You got to go through the process of being able to let it go. But another thing that I kind of was like another viewpoint I was trying to, pull out is sometimes, there are those like,
they get stuck.
Yeah. Sometimes there are people who get stuck in those kinds of things. And sometimes you can't, I get it. You can get stuck in those kinds of things, in those kinds of situations.
But do you think, because I knew somebody that got stuck in their grief and I was observing them, because when I met the person that they were grieving had died like 7 years before. Okay. So I thought it was odd that the person, when they would tell you about the death, they were like, the way you thought.
You would think it would just happen like yesterday.
Right, because that's what made me, I was like, oh my God, how long ago was it? And they were like, oh, it was 7 years ago. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So as I watched this person go through life, I was like, I feel like they were holding on to that because it gave them some attention. Some people, I've noticed, pay attention to people. I'm not saying all. We never say all. So we're not going to keep giving that disclaimer that we ain't talking about all. But sometimes you'll find people hold on to things, and maybe that's why they can't let it go. Because if it's a negative thing, like I've seen people break up with somebody, can't let it go. Because telling that story over and over gets you attention.
Yeah.
Think about that. You just had an aha moment. I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw your eyes. They lit up. You had a whole moment. Some people can't let stuff go because it gives them attention. Because think about it.
And it gives them that validation.
Right. You break up with somebody, they cheated on you or whatever. And then you're like, well, we don't go together anymore. We're not together anymore. They cheated. And then somebody's like, oh my God, what happened?
How long ago did that happen? They're like, 10 years ago. Then why are you still talking about it?
But it gives you just got my attention.
Yeah, it gives you the
and
attention.
Some people don't know how to get attention, right? I command attention just by sitting there myself, but Chelsi is not feeling me today. What did I do to you? Why everything I say is bouncing off of you like a ball?
But yeah, you're right. A lot of times people can't let things go because because
it brings them attention.
It brings them
like they
attention.
get stuck because to move on, now you got to stop telling the story, right?
Or you got to handle what it is that the issue is.
You got to go through the process.
Because if you going back to my losing a job example, let's say somebody was like, oh, I was laid off and I can't do anything. I can't do this, blah, 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 blah. And then they just let that stew and they stick in that. That's not going to better the situation. Like you're going to get sympathy and then that's about it.
Yeah. Chelsi, what you got on this? Because are you here? Are you part of the show? I just wanted to know. Or what don't you let go of?
I don't let people go. I have a hard time letting people go. Yeah. And I think it's because I have a hard time, or I think the process is going to be a long process to me finding a replacement for that person.
Why do you need a replacement?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I just, sometimes depending on who it is, I feel like I need a replacement.
Right.
So,
and there's a lot of people out there. That's why I asked you that. Because I know there are people in this world that have not been alone. You know those people where they got a boyfriend, girlfriend.
As soon as they break up, they
another
get
boyfriend, girlfriend.
I can't.
They never take any alone time to digest what happened.
Right.
What did I do wrong or right? Because you did both. But you never take the time to assess what happened. So now you just taking that baggage plus more to the next person, baggage plus more to the next person. Like that is a sign to me when people can't be alone for a minute.
Yeah.
Because the thing that I always think of is when you're with somebody, whether you want to believe it or you want to admit it or not, whether it's friendships, coworkers, relationships, what have you, the people that you're around, they affect your personality. Like they bring out certain parts of your personality. So you'll know who you are with that person. So one of the things about being alone, and one of the key parts about being alone and being in a prosperous relationship, friendship, what have you, is knowing who you are outside of other people.
Yes.
And how outside of those dynamics in those relationships. So how are you going to find out who that person is if you're constantly jumping from relationship to relationship or from best friend to best friend or whatever?
How are you going to find out who you are?
You don't.
Because you're evolving. So you was with this person. You went through what you went through. And so don't you need a breather to say, dang, you need a minute to cry.
Yeah.
Cry it out.
Right.
Grieve it.
Yeah.
You ain't even grieving it. You just going to the next person, bringing that baggage. Yeah, bringing that baggage. So yeah, you do with the people, with the relationship.
Yeah.
I probably would be like that too. I'd be like, once you come to me, you stuck with me.
Because for me, it's one of those situations where it's that saying, it's cheaper to keep her or cheaper to keep them, because it's mainly because the process of finding someone,
and getting to know them.
Right. Exactly. And that trial period, sometimes I'm tired of trial periods,
That makes sense.
But why don't you think of it as this? Because I feel like this is what I'm going to tell our listeners and tell you. You got to think of it as a new adventure, new person, new adventure. And I get it, because I get tired of it with friendships, right?
Yeah.
Because you'll be like, oh my God, we is linked up. You is hearing me. I'm hearing you. We vibing.
Right.
And then 6 months, 8 months, 2 years, you're like, what is happening?
Right.
And so I get it, because it's hard these days, because people, I don't know, people just ain't loyal.
No.
They like,
something is happening.
something is, because people are like, when I was coming up, if you met somebody, they was cool. They had your back. You knew what they felt about you. You knew, they knew vice versa, right? You knew what they felt about you. They knew what you felt about them. And you just rolled on with it. But now everybody just, it's such a crazy world out here. Like, I go back to when we were talking about the dating show, and you was like the love bombing.
Yeah.
And you was like people just trying to hook up.
Right.
Like, it's crazy to me. You mentioned something on that show, and this wasn't interracial dating. This was
just dating in general.
Yeah, dating today. Dating in this day, whatever.
Yeah.
Go listen to it. Wait a minute.
Oh, that was a nice plug. I see what you did there.
Wait a minute, but I got to tell y'all this. I'm not going to get sidetracked, but why did Daddy say on 2 episodes ago when we did Stinking Thinking Part 2, and I said, if you don't know, if you haven't listened to Stinking Thinking Part 1, go listen to Part 2. And Daddy listened to the episode. He came up. He was like, you were really going hard on people listening to Part 1. I said, that's what they need. Tough love. Don't listen. Don't give me feedback on my show. This is my thing. So anyway, back to what you were saying. I just think the way you set your mind to go at it is the way you got to kind of set it up, right?
Yeah.
You got to. If you set it up and you're like, here we go again, then you're going to have that here we go again experience. But if you set it up like, you know what? This is what I always say to people. Like I said, let's make one date.
First and last date.
The first and last date.
Yeah.
Let's make that a thing. Because I feel like if you set your expectations, so if you meet this guy and you be like, oh my God, we're about to get married. You know, as opposed to meeting this guy and saying, let's see what happens. Because you're going to get 2 different results.
Exactly.
Because you're not expecting the long haul. It could go the long haul.
Right.
But you're not expecting that. You're just expecting, we're going to live in today.
Right.
Today we're going to the movies. Let's see how it goes.
Exactly.
Next week we going to dinner. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Because if you be like, oh my God, I think he likes me. I think she likes me. I think it's going to be good. I think this is the one.
Right.
Da, 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 da. So now you're building yourself up, and then, so you're all the way up here, and then you crash.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just stay level, right?
Keep your expectations. Not keep them low, but manage your expectations.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you stay right in the moment, if you stay in the moment of what, taking each moment for what it is, you won't have those big letdowns. And it won't be, I think, as hard for you to let go.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, no harm, no foul. We went to the movies.
Yeah.
I got a couple of dinners out of it.
Yeah. And now I'm starting to get like that. Like when I was younger, I think it was definitely harder for me, mainly in just like friendship aspects. Like, you know, not even like dating, like relationship, just like friendship aspect. I would, because I've told a lot of bad friendship stories. So so it was, for me, it was easier to just take the abuse from the people in my life, from my friends, because I was like, well, how am I going to start over, you know, with like new people?
Who wants to start over?
You know, and go through that process, especially because that's like when you're in high school. So it's like, you've been with these people for a couple of years. If you lose this group that you with, how you just going to enter another group? All these people have their groups together. Right. You know?
Yeah, especially,
But then like, once you get out of school and stuff like that, and you have more situations to where you can meet new people, I think that kind of shows you like, oh, okay, well, I don't really need them anymore. Right. Because I've got this person in my life who supports me better and and like supports me emotionally and things like that.
Right. To piggyback off of what you just said, you meet the friends, you vibed, y'all connected, you thought you had a connection, and then they do something or something happens, and then you're like, man, what happened? Yeah. You know, you kind of be like, dang, it seemed like it was going so good. Yeah. What just flipped? Yeah. So then you start thinking, is everybody going to flip like that? You know, so you just don't want to put your heart out there again.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so I got to get that way with friendships too. Of how I just told you about dating. Mm-hmm. When you meet a person, just be like, okay, we cool. We had a good conversation.
Right.
You know, let me take the next step and the next step. Mm-hmm. But it's been so long since I made a new friend. I know that sounds so crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's hard, especially out here and where we live. Like, I mean, in the city that we live in.
So hard.
It's so hard.
And now that I work from home, so I work from home, and the company that I work for is not where I live. Mm-hmm. So the people who I work with
don't even live where you live.
They don't live where I live. And it's not that I'm not friends with them or anything, but it ain't like we can go do happy hour. Right. You know, it ain't like you can, that's how you usually create your bond. You be like, let's go have happy hour.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of isolating, kind of working from home kind of isolates you a little bit. Like, I love it. Don't get me wrong. But it kind of isolates the friend thing. And so now we need to get a hobby. That's what we're going to do. 2023, let's start putting stuff out there. 2023, what I'm going to do, I'm going to find a hobby.
I want to get back into knitting, but that's a
okay, Grandma.
No, I really, okay. No. I'm so serious though. I do want to learn how to crochet.
But what you going to do, a crochet club?
No, I mean, I could do it by myself.
Like a knitting club.
Yeah.
Well, like a young
I'm saying hobbies so
club.
We can find other. Yeah, I'm not just saying
You're talking
hobbies.
about trying to make friends. Yeah, I can do that.
I'm saying I'm going to find a hobby that is going to introduce me to new people.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Because I don't work outside of the home now. I need that interaction.
Got it. Makes sense.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do bowling. Maybe I'll be on the bowling. Well, we can't do singles. But we could do, they have women. No, we don't want it. Yeah, well, they have women leagues. They have all kind. Chelsi, it's all kind of leagues.
I'm not bowling.
But we talked about
PTSD from bowling. I'm not
Full
bowling.
stop.
Well, you need to get over it. Let it go.
Yeah, you need to let it go.
Listen.
Maybe you need some of these.
I'm the worst example on this. I'm the worst example because I'm not letting that go. That's the one thing in my life that I can't let go.
But what is the PTSD?
Because people in this family just won't let me bowl freely. I don't take criticism well, especially when I was younger. I hate criticism about myself. So if you tell me
I don't think anybody likes it. Does
yeah,
anybody like
I mean, but I internalize it and I shut down.
But were we criticizing or were we teaching?
Yeah, it didn't come off that way.
You weren't coachable.
Yeah.
What did you say you was in that show? Did you say you was coachable?
Probably.
We got to go back. Mm-hmm. Y'all go back and listen and tell us if she said she was coachable.
Run the tape back. But the way it was coming off, it was not coming off as a coachable moment.
Because we said put your fingers in the hose and throw it straight.
Throw it this way.
Right. We just was telling you how to
let me ball. It was like I was cool with getting not.
So let me ask you this.
But then y'all wouldn't let me get the little lanes, the bumpers. Like y'all forced me to learn. And I was like, I just want to do bumpers.
Bumpers are for babies.
Are for snitches that begins with the B.
You are
because this is a clean show.
You are so crazy.
So figure it out. Bumpers don't belong in bowling.
It's just at a B.
It's just at a B.
There's no. When I was growing up in bowling, when I was on the bowling league every Saturday, there was no bumpers.
Okay, well, times have changed.
You hit that gutter,
and
you gotta hit that gutter. Gutters humble you.
Okay,
gutter balls.
But bumpers teach you how to roll straight.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
In my opinion,
they do not.
How do they teach you how to bowl straight when
y'all already know I'm handicapped because all of y'all is right-handed. I'm left-handed.
First of all, I'm left-handed too, but I still got the credit. I got the criticism too.
But yeah, and I internalized it a little bit differently, so I'm not bowling.
For that, we gonna go bowling.
Yeah, we should.
And we're not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let you bowl freely.
You better not.
Oh, the last time I went bowling.
It's been a minute.
I went bowling when we went back to Michigan in January.
Mm.
Oh, yes. Yeah, yes.
I sucked so bad. I barely could get an 80. Yeah. I was like, what? Daddy wasn't even bowling good. And I was all bragging. I'm like, go, Neil, because you'll hit a 200.
Yeah.
Daddy was barely breaking 100.
Yeah.
I think it was too much pressure.
We should go bowling as a family.
Ooh. Yeah, I got to get my back together. Let me get my back straight, and then I got y'all.
Anyways,
you know what I would love, but they just too ghetto out here. What I would make my hobby? Roller skating.
You keep saying that.
Just too ghetto out here.
Why you think it's ghetto? You need to try it again.
I'm saying the areas, like the roller skating
where
rinks,
the location.
the locations are ghetto. That's what I'm saying.
The actual act of skating.
Those are the best skating rinks. You never had a skating rink in the burbs.
That's true.
Skating rinks was always in the city. Living just enough of the city.
But, you know, like when we lived in Michigan, there were roller rinks on like almost every corner. Like, you know, there's one right down the street from Grandma's house. But, you know, here, it's not.
It was only
you
2.
hear that pop, and I don't want to hear that pop. I don't want to hear that pop.
It's gonna be
I don't want my car to get broken into. Things like that.
Stop it.
I think that's a little bit much. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. So Chelsi clearly can't let the bowling trauma go.
She can't let people go.
She can't let people go, and she can't let bowling trauma go.
She can't let experiences go.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But like if somebody did something to you in the morning.
I can't block people. People tell me to block people all the time, and I'm like, you would literally have to like kill my firstborn child for me to like block you.
It's
anything.
me. Really? I'm people.
It takes a lot for me to like be like, okay, I'm gonna block you.
I will block you so fast.
It's so easy.
And see,
like I do it just because. Let me tell you why I do it. Because it's my And I have only blocked a couple of people in my life. Don't get it twisted. But I remember one time I got off the phone. Somebody had made me so angry. And I was like, oh, I got something for them. And I blocked them, right? I didn't even know how to do it. I figured it out. And then I called somebody else and told them that I blocked the person. And it was like, dang.
Dang, that's hardcore.
So wait a minute. So listen. So then I was like, it wouldn't go away. I couldn't let it go.
You couldn't let it go that you blocked them?
I couldn't let it go. I felt like the Holy Spirit was like,
you need
unblock them.
See, I do.
Holy Spirit activated.
I have no problem blocking people, but I also do. I consider this a soft block. Turning off turning off the person's notifications. Like
That's
turning,
a good idea.
like making it so that if they text
like on
you,
Instagram, like you can mute someone on Instagram so that you won't see their posts or anything like that. Or like you can snooze someone on Facebook and stuff like that.
Or you can like mute and like not get their notifications.
Yeah, you can mute their notifications so that like they're like they'll still come through.
Yeah,
but it won't like ding like a notification. So it's kind of like a you see it when you see it kind of thing.
Right. That like that to me is like a soft block. Okay. Like that's when I'm in between deciding if I really want to block you or not. Right. And then if I'm really like, you know what, this has been nice, and then I can actually block them.
Vicious. Y'all are vicious. I didn't even know I had this under my roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Ariel, thanks for that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do some soft blocking. Like,
you know,
I'm telling you,
soft launching, we soft blocking.
It's self-care, if you ask me. It's my form of self-care.
But listen, I'm telling you, it's not too many times that people get on my nerves, and I don't give them what I give them my mouth, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time, if somebody say something crazy, I say something crazy back. I get it all out. Mm-hmm. Like, you be like, whoa, what just happened? Because you don't even know that you pushed it. You don't even know that you triggered it, right? It's not often. So that's why I don't even think about the block thing. Mm-hmm. But this person, they were so persistent, and I knew that they weren't going to take what had happened between us seriously. So I was like, I got to go to desperate measures. And I blocked, but I unblocked them. I don't even think they knew I blocked them. Cause
crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. So yeah,
listen, let things go. Learn to let things go.
So tips for letting stuff go. This was from an article on Healthline. I'll put I'll cite my source in the show notes. So tips for letting go. One of the ones that I think is good is it says create a positive mantra to counter the painful thoughts. Because that's to go back to what I was saying of why I can't let stuff go sometimes is because of the rejection, the disrespect,
and then the offense.
So if I create a positive mantra or something like, oh, they didn't mean to say it that way, I might have took it wrong. Mm-hmm. I can see that being a thing because that'll help me with the painful thought. Now this one, baby, you ain't got to tell me this one. Create a physical distance. Baby, I am the queen of taking a break.
Oh, yeah.
I will break from you and you won't even know it. I'll be like, yeah, well, I'm on break. We on break. I will break from you. Yeah, so I do believe that one works because you be needing time. Because sometimes I get so to the sky that if you try to reach out to me in that moment, like say we got into a heat on Monday and you try to call me on Tuesday, that ain't enough time. The heat is still.
I'm gonna watch it ring, baby.
The heat is still in my neck. So if you give it a couple of weeks or a month or two, listen, depends on what it is, then I'll forget about it. But I do create the physical distance. Then it's one that's saying, do your own work.
Do the work on yourself, so that you won't get offended next time.
And then practicing mindfulness. Yeah, because I think what this is saying, what these tips are doing is it's putting it back on you.
Yeah.
Which is where it should be.
Right. You can't control.
Because you're the one not letting it go.
Right.
So I get that. Be gentle with yourself. And look at this one. This one is a good one. Look. Allow the negative emotions to flow. Because sometimes you'll get mad, you'll get stuck, and you'll be like, I'm not going to think about it. I'm trying not to think about it. I don't want to think about that. But if you just sit there and let every little thing go through your mind, even talk it out with somebody, I think that helps. So these are good. These are good tips. I got anything else? I think that was a lot.
Yeah. Nope.
We're going to let this show go, though. We ain't going to have no problem letting this show go. Let us know, company. Do you have issues letting stuff go? That could be relationships. That could be, like Ariel said, a job.
Or situations.
It just hit me. I always be trying to wrap up. I'm like the preacher that closed 3 times. The preacher be like, I'm
not going to keep you. I'm not going to hold you.
I'm not going to hold you. I'm about to close. I'm about to close. And then they start talking about something else.
Bring the band up.
That's what I'm saying with that piano.
I can't with y'all too. So the thing that I just thought about is there are times where you're not necessarily fired from a job, but I have had times where I have quit a job, left a job for another one that I thought was better, and it wasn't. Baby,
you get that job remorse or something.
Oh,
it's
my God.
Hold on, this ain't what I thought it was gonna be.
Oh my God, I've done that before, and you be like, I think I made a mistake. Oh my God, that is hard to let go. I have done that before. So Ariel, not necessarily fired, because I ain't never been fired. So, but I have changed jobs before, because the interview was like, oh, we can promise you this, we could promise you that, and then you get there and your office is in the bathroom, and you're like, what?
Not the bathroom, not next to the floor.
What the heezy for sheezy? I didn't left my good job.
Going from a cubicle to a stall.
Oh my God. So yeah, so people, company, let us know. Do you have a problem letting go? Have you made a mistake, left something, thought you was going to a better thing, and let something go, and then you're like, oh my God, and now it's just puzzling, circling around in your brain? Let us know. Hit us up on our socials. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. I'm not going to stop saying it. So you might as well just go.
Yeah, just do it.
Just go do it. We had a couple of views on YouTube, because remember, you can watch. You can't watch because it's not video. You can listen to our full episode on YouTube. It's the easiest thing to do. So listen to us on YouTube. Follow us on our socials. What else should they do?
I think that's it.
Listen to us next week.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. We will see you guys on the next episode. Thank you so much for listening.
Okay, bye.
Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We look forward to you joining us on the next episode. Until then, be inspired and enlightened.